This better be Dark Knight, because you're acting like a fucking Joker, bitch. This video is directed to people who are pretty out of pity. My friends tell me that I'm known for complimenting people at the clubs, which I always do, and I always have since I was younger. My mom says that I always find something pretty out of somebody, even if they're like Fuggleson McFuggle. And usually they're like, thank you, and I'm like, you're welcome. Not so much this time. I walk away from a conversation that I'm beautifully having, and I turn around and I see this shim, or herm, or whatever you want to call it, because it wasn't a tranny, it wasn't a transsexual, and it wasn't a drag queen, because that would be offensive to my friends who are drag queens and transsexuals, because this was a man in a dress with a botched up contour job that looked like Michael Jackson contoured nose. So it was just like, whatever. And I noticed their synthetic weave, and it looked like they put time into themselves, so I thought I'd pay them a compliment like I do to everybody else. And thinking that I'm gonna get a reaction like, thank you, like that's very sweet. And I'm all about like making people feel better about themselves. Like if you put time into your look, even if you look a botched up mess, I'm gonna let you know that I can tell that you put time into your beauty or whatever. Beauty. Yeah, she had like 2 days left of this synthetic hair because you know how it only lasts like a week. And she thought she really could afford some shit like that. So I looked at her like, bitch, you need to watch that video that's called You Can't Afford It, bitch. Look for me, I had blonde hair in it. She looked at me a hot mess and started going crazy out the mouth. I don't know what the banshee was on. And I look at my friend like, please don't kill it, because it has some type of meaning on this earth, because Jesus would have took it away already. Jesus, take the wheel. Yeah, so she started going out the mouth like a wild banshee that she looked like. And I was just like, I was just trying to pay you a compliment. And she's like, yeah, well, you better not have said what I thought you said. And I was like, girl, I mean, I just didn't know what to say. I don't respond to shit like that. Tamaya said it amazingly. Quadir, I don't know if you watch his videos, reference, go check him out. He says, bitches who have nothing fight because they have nothing to lose. He worded it a different way, but I love that saying. Yeah, and I just was just like, okay, this bitch clearly has nothing to lose, like, but some fucking bronzer maybe in her fucking Ross purse. But I mean, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to respond to trash like that, and I was just really offended and very, very confused. I didn't know what was going on in its head. Sherm, him, herm, it. The moral of the story is, when you get a compliment, whether you think you're pretty or not, take it gracefully and maybe pay one back, because it's cool to do that. Don't pretend like you could afford to act like, you know, you get them all the time. Even if you do. Like, especially if you have Sally's synthetic fiber hair that gets old in 5 days and you think you're really on some Indian Remy shit, because you're not. And if you're a botched up mess, and I know you're watching this, and I would call you by your man name because I don't know what you think you are, because you'll never be a drag queen because you're not cute. Compliments make people feel like, you know, the time they put into themselves paid off, because people are recognizing it. And I love that feeling. When people pay me compliments, I feel good about myself and I compliment back, because I was raised right. I'm not a botched up bronzy banshee mess. So just take it for what it is, guys, and leave the bitches that are pretty out of pity alone, because we all know that we just call them pretty out of pity. I mean, if I was like hooked up to a lie detector test on Dr. Phil on Wednesdays and they said, is this bitch pretty? That shit would have broke. Bitch, you thought I was gonna let you get away with that? I don't fight in person, bitch. I make videos about your ass.